Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I am Hong Thaimee, and I'm saying hello to you from my kitchen right here in New York City with my team. Say hi, everyone. And then I have special guest, Pylin from Vancouver.
Hello. Oh, there you go.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining Thaimee Cooking Club. This club is basically has been my dream project that I've been wanting to do.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Sorry, I was getting feedback, but
Oh, we love you anyway. That's life. That's how life we are. Is it better now, Pylin? So with this live today,
got it.
we are going to be not only cooking live together, we are going to learn from one of the best YouTuber of Thai food in the world, Miss Pylin from Hot Thai Kitchen. Have you not, subscribe to her channel as well? And both Pylin and I are working on one of the best projects is Sabai Talk podcast. And we want to thank you for following us and listening to us because it's a podcast about Thai food, Thai culture, and Thai way of living.
Mm-hmm. That's
right. And we alternate with that in this club so that each week we have something awesome to share to you, meaning I am sharing. Yeah. So.
And today I'm just going to here to help. I'm not doing any cooking, any demoing. And if you have any questions, post it in the chat and I will read it out to Chef Hong because Chef Hong is not going to be reading anything while she's cooking. So that's my job here.
Yes. And I just want to say it's a very special occasion. I mean, I share with the team later. Typically, I don't really put my eyelashes on. And today, look.
When the eyelashes come out, you know it's serious.
How do you like it?
It's beautiful.
You got to be happy when you cook. Actually, I find when you're happy when you cook, the food tastes so much better. And the first menu for our class is the Pad Kee Mao and the mango coconut sticky rice sundae. Okay. I like to brush things up a little bit. So are we ready? Are we ready to cook?
Yep.
Yes. Yep. All right, let's get cooking. To best, utilize your time in the cooking. When I plan my menu or when I cook dinner, we do, if it is 2 menu items like this, right? So we cook what is taking the longest first. And what we taking the longest today is the coconut sticky rice. And for those who's already registered, see, I've already soaked my my sticky rice in water that infused with this dry butterfly PT that has a blue effect like this. Isn't that gorgeous?
That is super gorgeous.
So when you go to Thailand, you would see this color. Sometimes you see in green, of course, it's pendant. And if you don't have it, that's fine. You can do it just regular sticky rice. What is sticky rice? Sticky rice is pretty much glutinous rice, or just like rice that is sticky. So you don't really have to do anything with it. I wish I could share with you. Can you see that from the prep? Mm-hmm. It's pretty much just like a jasmine rice, but it is, it's glutinous. And sometimes you will see glutinous rice on a package. And most of the time, it is say glutinous rice outside of Thailand, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I typically soak the rice at least 6 hours in the room temperature water. And if I like to beautify, I just do something like this. Okay. And when it, ready to cook, like after 6 hours, I just steam it. But before I go any further, I totally forgot. Again, this is my first live. I'm just so excited. Let's work on our station here. I have my steaming pot, okay, which today I'm going to be cooking with my steamer. But if you have any steamer, that is totally fine, okay? But this steamer, I found it in a village in Thailand and got some and available on website as well. And it comes with this little kind of cheesecloth pouch. So you don't need it to double cheesecloth.
That's
And those are
brilliant.
thank
And
you.
it's so cute. And
It
it's
is.
so small, because the thing that I have with my traditional sticky rice steamer is it's gigantic, right? Like it's the whole setup is huge.
Yeah,
But
it's the
this
big
is
one
nice
with
and
like
small.
the bamboo one, right? Like about a 1 foot high,
Yeah,
correct?
the cone
The
steamer.
cone
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So this one, it makes about a cup and 2 cups, and it's perfect for, you know, like to cook for 2 or for 4. Okay. And my technique too, like I've learned to cook sticky rice, you never want to overcrown your steamer, because by the time the underneath is done, on the top may not be done, and it doesn't like thoroughly cook, right?
Right.
So let's bring a pot of water to a boil right here. And because of the size of it, you can use in any pot you like, right? As long as this fit in. And what I do is I just fill in the water. How about this? Like an inch up. Because underneath, see, there's a hole, right?
Right.
I just want to make sure like that the water, it doesn't come like exceed the bottom of the basket.
Can people buy this steamer on your website?
They can buy this on the website.
Okay, great.
And I'm sure in other store. Right now, we only send across America, but hopefully in the future that we can expand our market as well. Yeah. So soak the sticky rice overnight. Steam it. While I'm waiting for the water to boil, I'm going to save my time and prep for my sauce. To make the sauce, you need, this is about a can of coconut milk, okay? My technique, super easy. It's already sold in a disc like this, right? The coconut, sometimes they call it palm sugar, and sometimes it's called coconut sugar. It's come in a disc like this. And what I do is I just use serenade knife and just go through that. Okay. And it makes about like, I don't know, a quarter of a cup.
I don't know about you, but when I chop palm sugar, I can't stop myself. I have to eat one because it's so good.
It is very good. It tastes like
butterscotch candy.
Like a butternut scotch caramel. And you know what? I think it is a perfect match in heaven. It's like a perfect marriage. Coconut sugar, coconut palm sugar, and coconut milk. It's just perfect. Don't you think?
I mean, they're from the same plant, right? So they have to get along. And by the way, for those who are wondering where the sugar comes from the coconut tree, like what part of the tree produces sugar, it is the nectar from the flowers of the coconut tree.
Isn't she a perfect guest for the first show?
I'm just
Maybe
a
you
minion.
should come every week.
I'm just a minion.
All right. Now that my pot is started to boil, okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to start steaming the rice. Take a look. My basket is a tiny bit above the water. Oops, sorry. Can you see? All right.
Yes.
All right. So my basket is above the water. I mean, I can drain the water a little bit out and then dump all the rice into the basket. How convenient is this, right?
Yeah.
Lay that down. Pretty much it. And I can just use the lid to cover it. How easy is that? And I'm just going to let that do their own magic.
How long do you steam it for?
Pardon me?
How long do you steam it for?
Until it's cooked. depends, right? Some old rice and new rice has a different thing, but it's probably be about like 10 minutes. And then I take a look, and if it need be, I flipped it
Right.
from the top to the bottom and make it cook thoroughly. Meanwhile, I'm going to make the sauce. In the saucepan, I put in about a can of coconut milk of your choice. And then the coconut sugar. The recipes is just a guideline, because at the end of the day, my taste may not be your taste, and you just want to cook, of the flavors that you enjoy most, right? In there, a hint of salt. Do you like putting salt in your dressing?
Always.
My staff say yes.
Always.
A pinch of salt, and just let the heat works its magic to just dissolve the sugar, okay? Which I would use a wooden spatula. Just let it be a little bit. That's it. Once the rice steamed, we're gonna take the rice out, and then in the Thai word we call it moon khao niao. Moon, like this, like the moon. But what it is like we bring in the coconut milk into the rice, let the rice soak all the flavors from the coconut liquid, and let it, smells so good already in my kitchen. How's your kitchen? Does it smell like this good?
Well,
Any
not my
questions so
kitchen.
far?
We've got just one question, which I answered in the chat, about whether you can find palm sugar at any store. And at least in Canada, at any Asian grocery store, you can find palm sugar. Quality varies, but there should be at least one brand at most Asian grocery stores.
These days, you can find it in the health section. Main supermarket, they have it in the granulate part too, like a coconut, but not in the disc, right? It's already granulated. Coconut sugar. So it's pretty convenient. And the reason that I am choosing to use the coconut sugar, not the castor or the granulated sugar, because there's two different kind of sweetness. The coconut sugar is a little bit round, right? And it's not as sharp. So it doesn't really hurt your throat. So for me, to make a perfect coconut sticky rice, I choose with the brown sugar and coconut milk. Perfect. Perfect. Cool. It's about 5 minutes. As a chef, you have your own clock in your own head. It's kind of weird, but we kind of have it. It's so weird. So I'm going to check. It's still not, so we still need more time. And while the rice is cooking, maybe we can move up to talk about sticky rice a little bit here, actually. So sticky rice, we can do it as a main dish, meaning the main star of the show. Someone's taking my picture. I hope you don't mind. So star of the show, in Northern Thai and Eastern Thai, we eat sticky rice without hand as a main course. But that you can make that into sweet as well. Actually, not only the sweet dish, you sometimes have that for breakfast. Because if you go into the morning market anywhere across Thailand, you will see sticky rice with sankaya or custard. You sometimes find sticky rice with gung hang, right? Gachik. Yeah, gachik is like an old ancient Thai. You do dry shrimp with some coconut and sugar. It sounds weird, but it tastes so good. Next time you go on a trip to Thailand, you have to try morning market. And most of the time, it's wrapped in banana leaf, and you eat it for breakfast. you know, or right after school. I don't know about your school when you were young. Do you have like a small cart in front of school
Oh,
that we could
tons.
buy?
Yeah.
That we
Yeah.
could buy like a sticky rice with mukbing or like a grilled pork.
I
Did you
don't think
have
we
that before you
had
go home?
at my school. We didn't have a sticky rice cart, but definitely for breakfast, as you mentioned, another thing is sticky rice and barbecued pork. Grilled barbecued pork on the stick. I feel like that's classic and probably, number one most popular breakfast you can buy on the street.
You were in Bangkok, right? Last week.
Yeah.
I've heard like there's a new mukbing place that grill with pala, mukbing pala around Lumpini. I have to try that
sounds
next
good.
time when we go home. But I think that my coconut mixture is done.
Yeah.
Because I already make a big mess. And it's okay to make a mess. Cooking is joy. And
did it boil over?
It's boil over.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Because I'm like cutting too much. But it's already done. So let's check the rice again.
The cool thing about blue butterfly pea dyed rice is when you steam it, it turns a little bit more purple and a little less blue. I found that the last time I made it, and apparently it's just the blue color pigment. Yep. When it's in heat, it just turns into a little bit purple. And it changes a little bit, right?
Yeah, what time you can do too is you squeeze a tiny bit of lime. It sounds like it's going to be sour, but it's not. It just gives you that color, right? Yes, a tiny bit to dye it down, and the liquid and the what is the term dang in
base.
It's changed the color. It's just pure science, right? The first top is done. I'm just going to let it cook a little bit. It's almost done. And actually, I have another story about sticky rice. I grew up in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, and Chiang Mai is in the north. And Chiang Mai, it's like it's a quaint city. Mm-hmm. And still remember when I was a baby, young, when we went to the market, the sticky rice served warm in bai sak. The teak leaf. So teak leaf, teak, the big tree that you make furniture out of it. The leaf is like about this big. And imagine like the whole leaf that wrap the rice in. And when you open the rice and you eat it at home, the aroma. I miss my childhood. I miss Thailand way back when. It's just so charming and it's mystical in a very, in the way that we cannot find these days.
Mm-hmm. Let's tackle some frequently asked questions about sticky rice that I often get anyway, is when you buy sticky rice from Mango and Sticky Rice, how do you know it's the right one? Because when you go to the store, especially Asian stores, there's so many different types of rice. So like, what are you looking for on the label?
Glutinous rice.
Glutinous rice. And the grain, long or short?
Long grain glutinous rice.
Okay, that's very important.
There's two types, the white and the black.
Yes. So you want to look for long grain glutinous rice. Sometimes it's also labeled as sweet rice. That's just different brands calling it different things. It's not like any sweeter than normal rice, but they call it sweet rice. I always think that the biggest indicator of the right rice, aside from the word glutinous, is that it's from Thailand. If it's from Thailand and it's got the word glutinous rice on it, it's usually the right thing.
True. You're right. Because sometimes there's a glutinous rice, but
short grain from China,
Japanese,
that's something that's in the market. Also, there's short grain glutinous Japanese rice too, like that can confuse people. But if it's from Thailand, probably the right one.
No. So I hope you guys are doing fine in your own kitchen. My nose tell me, like when I cook, this is actually one of the first lesson I've learned when I became a professional chef. I started to cook with my nose, cook with my ears, cook with my eyes. I can see and tell when things cook well. And I can tell right now the rice is almost done.
When you get a chance, there is a question about whether you can use regular rice cooker to cook the sticky rice.
I have heard that works, and I think that the modern rice cooker helps to cook the rice automatically too. Correct?
So
New
this is
technology.
so while you get the rice out, I can help answer this question. Yes and no. It depends on the rice cooker. If you have a kind of rice cooker that has different modes, like my Japanese rice cooker has a sweet rice mode, that is perfect for making sticky rice. The key is you need to add the right amount of water. My rule of thumb with sticky rice is 1 part rice to 2/3 parts water. Put that on the sweet rice mode, and it works fine. Other rice cookers, you have to try it out and see if it works. It's a bit of a crapshoot.
I love having you here. Would you come again too next time?
Depends on my schedule.
So everybody, if you want her to come, send her a note. My rice is cooked.
That was so fast.
I find this method is really quick. And look, see, I don't even have to do anything with it. Toss this, clean that later. Voila. Now, with that, we are going to lay that a little bit. Can you see me okay?
Yeah.
Pour it on the top about half a cup. Okay, meaning you gauge with your life. I mean, with your eyes.
With your life.
With your life. And then you let that soak a little bit. Actually,
wait, so you didn't use everything in the
no, half. Just enough that the liquid is a tiny bit, on top of the rice. Okay, that way the rice would absorb all this coconut and the sugar flavored. See? Stir a little bit because you want a good color to coat onto the rice. You can wrap with a plastic wrap, but I'm just going to let it aside. Okay? Actually, that's pretty much it for the coconut.
It's so easy.
So easy. So easy and super crowd pleasing. Any questions so far about the coconut sticky rice?
Not yet.
Oh la la, that is so good. So I'm going to clean up my station. I'm going to clean up a little bit of stoves to make space for Pad Kee Mao.
And by the way, you can freeze the sweet sticky rice that you've made. If you can't finish everything, wrap them in individual portions. They last in the freezer for quite a bit. And then microwave until steaming hot, and it'll be almost as good as new. Not quite as good as new, but good enough. Anyway.
All right. 2 things I need for Pad Kee Mao, okay? Because it's a stir-fry noodle dish. What I need is, and my choice of noodle today is linguine. So basically, when you cook this at home, you can use with the rice noodle, typically that you find in Thailand. Or actually in Thailand, you can find Pad Kee Mao with spaghetti too. You pick your noodles, and then you pick your protein of choice. Today, I'm cooking with shrimp. You pick your vegetable. My choice today is bok choy. You make the sauce. You put in the aromatic part, the garlic, the chili, Thai basil. And if you want, you can add on something extra like this. I'm just being fancy today. The long, young peppercorn, which is easy to find in Asian grocery store. And I found these 2 in a local supermarket just for the color and the sauce. And that would make your Pad Kee Mao or drunken noodles. So I need 2 pots. One pot is for my linguine, and then another pot to stir fry. So what I'm going to do right now is bring the water to a boil so I can cook my noodles.
There's a question if you're going to use krachai, finger root.
Oh my God, whoever asked that question, I love you. Yes, you can use krachai, but then when you use extra krachai, it's more like pad cha in Thailand. Thank you. Actually,
I
kachai is one of my favorite herbs, and I wish that one used more kachai.
I love gachai and Pad Kee Mao.
Oh, love
I
it.
add it all the time. Also, because like you buy a jar of it, right? And then
Yes.
there's so much, and there are not that many recipes that like common recipes that use it. So it's a good opportunity for you to use up that jar.
Yes.
Just put in a whole bunch of gachai and Pad Kee Mao.
Yes. Yes. And talking about Thai basil, okay? If you cannot find Thai basil, if you cook outside of Thailand, you cannot find Thai basil, you cannot find makrut lime leaf. It's okay to substitute with Italian basil, okay? As long as it is Italian basil, not ginger, okay? Please, please, no ginger. No ginger in this dish, all right? Italian basil is okay. But if you grow your own basil at home, that is the best. In fact, this dish in Thailand, we don't really use grapao, right? We don't really use holapa, which is Thai basil. We use bai grapao, which is holy basil, and it's so much more pungent. It's one of the best things when you cook with the noodle. Cool.
Sounds good.
Whoever asked for gachai, I love you. And whoever have never tried the gachai, you should try. There's so many English names out there. Sometimes they call it rhizome, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it is blue ginger.
Or wild ginger. I've heard
wild
of that
ginger.
too.
Yeah. So right here is Thai basil. You know, Thai basil is quite pricey. I kind of happy to see that Thai food is not cheap, because Thai food should not be. I'm sorry, what I'm saying is that sometimes it is, you know, Thai food is such a crafty food and everybody loves it, right? And I just feel like when we do Thai food, it should not always be like, oh yeah, I want cheap food and I go to Thai food. I just want to elevate my culture, our culture. Okay. You can never have too little of the basil. So this is about like 3-4 branches. All I'm doing is just pick them out. That's it. Okay. And for me, I love having a kind of almost like a garbage bowl, so that I don't have to go to a garbage can or a trash can every time that I'm prepping. Okay.
Quick question, Chef Hong. What is the difference between Thai basil and holy basil?
Thai basil and holy basil. Thai basil is horapa in Thai. Holy basil is grapao in Thai. Thai basil is more sweet, aromatic. Holy basil is more pungent. It's quite similar, but this is more licorice, meaning Thai basil is more licorice flavors than by grapao or holy basil.
Yeah. Yeah, the Thai basil tends to have a much stronger aroma. Like if you tear a Thai basil leaf, like, oh, the smell is very strong. With gapao, especially exported one, it's much milder. So you can add
Really?
so much. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I find grapao is much more pungent.
I find exported gapao, the flavor is quite weak. I think because the exported ones, they favor ones that are more durable and maybe the smell is not as strong. Like I'm talking about like intensity of aroma, right? Like I feel like Thai basil, you can just smell it from a mile away. But with holy basil, you kind of have to get closer and you can add more of it without it becoming overpowering. The smell of the two things are completely different, like completely different.
It's completely different, but it's much more sweeter. But again, Italian basil it can be a good substitute.
Yeah.
Okay, so my water is started to get closer to a boil. I want to save time because I'm sure you're hungry for your dinner. I'm grabbing my pasta, whatever noodles type that you choose. Cook to your package instruction. Do you think that you can trust Italian noodles package? because Pailin always said that she can never trust the Asian product.
Asian product.
Instructions.
Do not trust the instructions on the package. They are most of the time wrong. I don't know who they get to write these instructions. Somebody's nephew who knows some English and they just write some random that is just
Oh
completely
my
wrong.
God. Speaking of that,
Yes.
Speaking of that, I bought gui tak, like a dry, sun-dry banana, which is Thai snack, right? And it said on the packaging, good for driving.
Good for driving. Thai people love to put that on,
No,
like
meaning,
on
like
food
for Thai, it
packages.
means like when you drive, you need a snack because
Yes,
sometimes there's
yes,
a
yes.
traffic.
Yes, that's hilarious. Thai people like to put like serving suggestions on, like this is good for picnic and it's good for when you're driving and when you're at work at the office. Like it's like as if people can't think of those ideas themselves. Anyway, one question while you get the noodles out: could we pair Pad Kee Mao with prik nam pla?
I think Prik Nampa is a staple of Thai food. I love this class. You guys have a good knowledge of Thai food. So Prik Nampa is always good add-on. If you like, of course you can. It's like an add-on, okay? But we're not going to season that onto our dish. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
So for me, I have about, this package says serve 6, I don't know, 4. I'm just going to do half. What is your Italian tip, Pailen? Do you do a lot of salt in your noodles? Pasta?
Yes.
Me
Yes.
too. Do you put oil in there?
No.
I see someone like put oil. It's kind of like, why? What for?
Yeah.
So in the boiling pot, I have lots of salt. I have water, and I'm just going to let it cook, okay? And stir it just to make sure like it do that. The instructions say 8 minutes. I'm going to keep on checking because, as I said, I now have a built-in clock in my own brain. Oh, well.
I always suggest people salt the pasta water way more than you think you should. The pasta water should be distinctly salty. Like I always taste, not always, but like when I teach
Why
people.
do you think it's that?
Because such a small amount of salt actually gets into the pasta. Like if you added 2 tablespoons of salt to the water, a very small amount of those 2 tablespoons is going to make it into the pasta. So if you add 1 teaspoon, like almost nothing is going to go into the pasta. So I think the rule of thumb is 1 teaspoon for every quart or liter of water. That should get you enough. When you boil pasta, it's easily like 5 quarts, 6 quarts of water, right? So that we're talking like 2 tablespoons of salt. It's going to look like way too much, but trust me, it'll make your pasta way more flavorful, and you're not entirely relying on the sauce to do all the heavy lifting.
I think sometimes they say like you want to salt it like in ocean water.
Like the ocean. Yeah, that's what the catering company taught me also. But I find that not particularly useful if you haven't been to the ocean for a long time and don't remember what the ocean water tastes like.
I know, right? Maybe anyway,
right, like if you don't live, if you
don't worry about it. Okay,
Yeah.
now in my hand I have two pieces of garlic. You can do more. You know what, when it comes to cooking, okay, it is what you love. As I said, I always like to say, do what you think is best for you. Cooking is not rocket science. Cooking for me is therapeutic. So today I am going to have about 2, 3 cloves.
There's no such thing as too much garlic.
It's really healthy for you. And for chili too, I don't know, 3, 4, doesn't matter. And if you cannot fry fresh Thai chili, dry is fine. Okay. I'm going to be fancy today using my stone mortar.
That's a giant
Okay.
mortar.
All I do is just pound one time. Oops, boom. See? And it just break for me. Okay. Take the peel out. One more time. Take the peel out. By the way, the garlic that we use in Thailand and the garlic outside of Thailand is totally different size. Thailand, we serve like this
Teeny
petite
tiny garlic.
little garlic, and it's so much more pungent. It is so good. So in there, I have 3, and I have here about 4. I just break it enough to break. That's it. Okay. But if you don't have this fancy thing, okay, all you have to do is smash it. Why do I smash my garlic and chili? Because all this thing has aromatic oil, and aromatic oil would bring it out and just make the aroma to the dish much more special. Cool. Then I don't need to cut my protein because I'm doing shrimp. But if you need to cut your protein right now, you can slice your chicken or.
Oh man, I love using shrimp just so that I don't have to cut things.
Just so that you don't have to cut it.
Right?
Love it.
Like imagine if you're using chicken breast or whatever. Now you have to dirty a cutting board. You have to like touch.
I know.
Wash your hands. And you use shrimp. It's just like throw them in.
I know. You know, sometimes I see there's a calamari too. There's already, like julienne and everything clean for you. That's a good one. All right. And this really for like this chili, I just, like chopped it nice, small. Again, my theory, we feast with our eyes first. So when I think of a dish, I want it green, I want it yellow, I want it red, I want it vibrant, so it looks so good. Even talking about it, I'm salivating. See? Take a break now. Look at the rice.
Beautiful.
It soaked up a little bit, so I'm going to give it a little more of a soaking liquid. And I'm going to save a tiny bit more just to be a dressing at the end, okay? See? I have like a tiny bit left in there.
Joanne says this looks so good.
Thank you, Joanne. I hope you're cooking along.
So I had a story. Somebody asked how we met.
We met, this is a wonderful story. We met through an article on New York Times. What's her name again, the writer?
Julia Moskin.
Julie Moskin. So sorry, Julie. I love you. My brain is limited.
It's okay. No. It is hard to remember names.
It's like Julie or Julie. Anyway, so she emailed me and she said, I would like to interview you regarding how to cook Thai food outside of Thailand. And then we had a great time. I did this Pad Kee Mao noodles. And then when the article came out, I read the article and was like, why is she, that girl, on the cover, not me? Because Pylane was on the cover of it. You have it
giant like photo
in your mouth, right? And then I text you, and then I say, hey,
out of jealousy, she texts me to find out why she's not on the cover.
And then she was, Pylane was so kind, texting me back and say, hey, nice to meet you. Can I send you my book? And I'm like, oh, sure, I'd love to. And then she sent me the book, and it was a good one. I mean, and I already know you from YouTube and everything. We're in the same, kind of community. And then I started to, send Pylane and harass her with all this, like, oh my God, people do something wrong about Thai food. People do something bad about our culture. And then I said, I feel bad. I feel like I'm a culture police. Would you like to do something with me? Let's set up a podcast together. And I call her, she responded back and she say hi and she say yes. And now we just become sissies.
Sisters.
Sister. and the wonderful part about us is like, we are like a total opposite, but we love each other. It's amazing.
Somehow we get along without fighting. Yep. And by the way,
yeah,
I think
that sounds good.
the reason my photo was on the cover was actually thanks to the photographer, because I was the only one with a silly photo. I think I had literally pad see ew noodles coming out of my mouth, or something. And she was just a great photographer. We had a fun shoot, and I think that's why they used that photo, because it was just ridiculous.
It was a great photo of yours.
She was really good, that girl.
See, I can tell from my eyes that my noodles cooked. Isn't that weird when you cook so much? Can you see?
It's called experience and wisdom.
Da 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 da. Perfect. Perfect. Al dente. Al dente.
Al dente.
You speak Italian too? Like
I speak a word of every language.
tell me more.
No. Apparently, I can pronounce things very well, even if I don't speak the language.
Like what?
Like, so, when I go to dim sum with my husband's family, I'll like order dim sum in perfect Cantonese accent, but that's all I know. Like, I only know the dim sum dish names. I can't, but then
Like
they'll
what?
think like,
Hakao.
ha gao, siu mai, cha siu
Siu mai.
bao, cha siu bao, pai quat, ham soi gok. Oh, these are all the classics that we order. Anyway, but I can't speak anything else.
That's cool. That's cute. I don't speak Chinese, but I always say "hen hao chu." But the funny part is I know how to order in Korean, even though I don't know Korean. And I would always say kimchi jjigae haneyo. It means like one kimchi jjigae, please. And they all like, oh, and I go, kenshinayo. That's all I know. All right, I'm gonna drain my noodles, okay? I mean my pasta.
So while you do that, let's talk about alternative noodles. So traditionally, Pad Kee Mao uses fresh, white rice noodles, right?
Yeah.
Can people use this same recipe with fresh, white rice noodles if they can find it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the best. Actually, it's really good. The only thing is I just want to let you guys know that don't, how should I say this? Be creative. And do what make you happy in your own kitchen, right? Like this spaghetti, then you can have it at home. I have so many people come to me and say, I love Thai food so much. I want to learn how. And I'm sharing with you that you can adopt these flavors into your own kitchen. Cool. Yeah. All right. Now that my noodle's done, I am going to set up my pan. When it comes to stir-fry noodle like this, even though it's pasta, I want to have a high heat, especially when you do like the authentic Thai, like the rice noodle. You want it to be charred a little bit. That means you need a super high heat. And I live in a high rise in New York City. I just use my patience to heat up the pan. Okay. And then sometimes I find cast iron pan would hold up a lot of the heat to help my noodles. Okay. But with pasta, you don't really need to have that high heat that much, because it's okay not to have it with a super high heat when it comes to just pasta noodle. Does it make sense? Okay. So let's go through the ingredients one more time. I have my garlic and chili in my pesto and mortar. Let me show you how I chopped it. See? Just rough cut. Got it? Okay. Rough cut in there. Then I have my shrimp. It's about half a pound. I make for 2. Darling, dinner is almost done tonight. My choice of vegetable is baby bok choy from my favorite farm in the whole wide world, Farmer Lee Jones Farm in Ohio, which I'm going this week. This is fresh and it's so cute. Okay, I might just cut it in half. But perfect. It's like perfect. Then I have my the color, the baby pepper. the yellow and the red, and then I'm going to leave my Thai basil at the end. And I'm just getting fancy with the long baby peppercorn. Basically, this is all the white and the red, not the red, I'm sorry, the white and the black peppercorn that you find, but it's just young. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
And my Pad Kee Mao sauce. Oh, anyway. If you don't have my Pad Kee Mao sauce, all you have to do is you mix soy sauce, fish sauce. I just like to be fancy a little bit once in a while. Cooking make me happy. And the oyster sauce, okay? The recipe can be found on my website, or what you could do is you can follow Hot Thai Kitchen, trustworthy sort of Thai food, correct? Or
that's right.
Search my Pad Kee Mao sauce on New York Times. Actually, it's most searched recipes on 2022 that year.
Wow. See, you won over my patsiu recipe after all.
Hey, you're on the cover.
Which is the more important part, right?
It is the more important part. So, are we ready to cook? Everybody at home ready? This will be 5 minutes that will change your life, and you're going to love it. You know what? I'm going to kind of go through bok choy a little bit just to cut it into smaller pieces. What kind of food you cook at home, Thailand?
What kind of food do I cook at home?
Good food.
I cook a lot of Thai food. You know, it's interesting, and I'm totally not trying to plug my book right now, but I've been cooking a lot out of my own cookbook, which is not something I did when I released my first book. The reason is my first book was not a quick and easy book. So recipes on there are a little bit more involved, but now I have a kid, right? Like dinner for me every day feels like a rush. And so I need quick and easy recipes. And my second book happens to be a book about weeknight friendly recipes where the recipes are quick and easy. So I find myself going to my own book a lot because of that. I don't necessarily follow everything.
You know what? Maybe one of this week of this Thaimee Cooking Club, we should make one of your recipe.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's have fun together. Okay, I could tell the pan is hot. Oil. Okay. When I do this, that means I'm a super chef. Okay. I hate it when people do it right here. It
really?
It's my petite. I don't.
Why?
I don't know why. I just put it underneath this and this and that. Look at that! Look at that sound! Awesome. That's the kind of sound you want when you make your noodles.
And that is a hex-clad wok, I noticed.
Ha ha ha. Fancy me.
Not sponsored, to be clear.
Huh?
Not sponsored, to be clear.
Not sponsored yet. Hi, Hexclad people. If you want to sponsor and give away to the viewer today, let me know. I'll work with you on that.
So while you're
cooking, actually, they send it to me to try, and I tried it. I have to say, I like it.
Oh, they send this to you?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't send it to me.
Oh my God. Okay, I'll call them tomorrow.
No. They actually offered to send me one, I believe, but I turned it down. I have way too many woks now. I was saying yes to like, oh yeah, send me a wok if you want to, but now I'm just like, this is getting crazy. I'm not taking any more woks.
No string attached, right?
No strings attached. And I would tell people that you can send it to me if you want, like no promises that I'm gonna like put it on the show.
Now my shrimp is 80% done. I like it because it's already dead. I don't want to kill them twice. So the texture of my shrimp is perfect. Okay. Noodles in there.
So while you're cooking, somebody asked why it's called drunken noodles. So you can keep cooking.
We'll talk after this. I
Yeah,
have the story for that. So now, ta-da! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what I always do. I just count to 10 and it's about 2 tablespoons.
That looks so good.
Right?
Yeah.
And then vegetable. Funny thing about vegetable, it looks a lot before you cooked it. And when you put in there, it's gone.
Yeah, I feel ripped off all the time cooking vegetables. It's like, what happened to them? It's like completely disappeared.
You know my other technique to cook good food? Always be in a good mood. Chili. Chili.
And you're not turning the hood fan on because it's too loud.
No, actually, I hope it doesn't.
This is the problem I always have.
Doesn't get.
So I'll give you a pro tip from someone who always cooks on camera. You take and I got this tip from Kenji. You take a shower cap and you cover the smoke detector while you're cooking so it doesn't go off. Just remember to take it off when you're done.
I mean, look at that. That looks gorgeous, beautiful. Right?
Mm.
Then I add on
all the peppers.
All the peppers.
Are those spicy or mild?
It's sweet one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know, a couple of years ago, police ran into a Thai restaurant in the heart of London because the neighbor called and say, this restaurant creating the bomb inside because my eyes went teary.
Oh my God. That looks good.
Yeah. Oh my God, coming from you.
I've set off the smoke alarm in the middle of a shoot a few times.
Young peppercorn.
So how do you, I get this question from people like, what do you do with them at the end? Like, how do you eat the young peppercorns?
Can I tell you, some people eat that because they believe that it would burn the fat. So those who want to lose a tiny bit of, waistline, they say like, take the pepper, it helps. And I save the best for last. Thai basil.
That is a lot of basil. That's good. So the peppercorns come on a stem, by the way. So like, just don't grab one and start chewing. If you want to eat
repeat that again. What?
Oh, I'm just telling people like the peppercorns are on a stem. So don't just grab one and start eating. Like pick the peppercorns off the stem first, and then you can eat the peppercorns. There'll be like pops of spiciness. They're really quite good. But I think sometimes when people don't know, they see a string of this and they just like bite into it and they're unpleasantly surprised.
How does that look?
That looks wonderful.
I wish you could taste it with me.
This is torture, actually.
Next time we cook along with your recipe. All right. So that means my dinner is done.
Yay.
So, story about Pad Kee Mao. Okay?
Pad. Yes, why is it called Pad Kee Mao?
Everybody repeat after me, pad. Okay? Pad. It means to stir fry. Okay?
Not pad.
Not
pad.
Okay, darling, it's not pad. It is pad. And Kee Maos mean those who get
drunkard. A drunkard, like a drunk person.
Yes, a drunk person. And this dish is a cousin of a Chinese dish. Okay, meaning like we get it from the Chinese food culture, and we make it our own with. I think I'm trying to complicate things right now. Let's revise that. Pad Kee Mao, drunken noodle. It's called drunken because it's so spicy. It's so pungent. It's just so aromatic. And sometimes two things. when you drink something spicy, I'm so sorry. When you're drunk, you want something spicy to take you out of hangover. Okay, because you want more of that, and that is why they say like when you are a little bit drunk, you want this spicy. Do I get it right?
Yeah. I mean, the story that I know is very, very similar to that. It's basically so spicy that
Awakes your senses.
it wakes you out of your drunkenness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's good hangover,
things, right? It can wake you up, or it could make you have a good appetite when you're drunk.
Yes, that's true. And if you're drinking, alcohol is a good thing to like wash down spiciness. So maybe it's something that like drunk people who drink a lot like to eat while they're drinking.
And you know what? It might make one want to drink more too.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Like if you eat Pad Kee Mao and you are a beer drinker, you will instantly get a craving for cold, fizzy, light beer.
Yeah. So let's talk about plating Thai food. You can plate on a plate, or you can plate in a bowl to make it easier. Okay. Typically, Thai food, for us Thai, we eat with fork and spoon. Believe it or not, we don't really eat with chopstick. With this Thai noodle, the only time we eat with chopstick is when we have a soup noodle. Isn't that something? Typically, if it is not soup noodle, we just use fork and spoon. Does it make sense?
Yes.
All right. Guess where we get fork and spoon from?
The store.
Yeah, your favorite store.
I'm here for the bad joke.
The culture of eating with fork and spoon came from the prevention, came from the idea during the imperialism, okay, when all the colonization wants to come to Thailand. I mean, in the area, the Westerners say, you guys don't have culture. You need us to invade and control you. Our king, Brahma V, say, no. We're going to prove to you that we are civilized. So we used to eat with our hand, but he went to make friends, okay, diplomatic trip to Germany, to Russia, to England, and come back, okay, and we start having fork and spoon and to show part of the thing to show.
I did not know that.
Time she has to wear a hat when she leaves the house.
See, this is the kind of knowledge I come to you for, because I don't know any of this.
It was my thesis. Do you know that I study German?
German?
Yeah. Ich habe Deutsch gelernt.
We have somebody from Germany right here in the chat.
Oh, hello, Vikas. So that was my thesis when I graduated with my undergrad. And I study about how the trip to Germany helped us not to be colonized.
Ah, fascinating.
Before I became a chef, I had another life too.
Even I didn't know about that. We need a podcast episode all about your life story.
Oh, yeah. So take a look at this. No matter what you do,
so good.
No matter what you plate, it looks like a painting. Right? Look at that. And
I am so hungry too. Somebody said, I'm so hungry now. And I'm like, yes, me too. and now she's going to eat in front of us and torture us all.
Okay. So the Italian would roll like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am just going to say like we tiny bit cut it, or else put the noodle in the spoon like this. I'm so sorry to be rude.
So what was my question going to be? Is there sugar in your sauce? So if people are making it from scratch and they're using the sauces that you mentioned earlier, the oyster sauce, soy sauce.
No, we don't. I didn't put any sugar in.
Okay. Oh,
Just,
but you put chili paste, which is a little bit sweet,
correct.
right?
Tiny
Right.
bit, yeah.
Yeah. So if you are cooking and you're only using oyster sauce, soy sauce, fish sauce, maybe a little bit of sugar would be nice to help balance out the salt.
Sugar is always to round things up. You
Mm-hmm.
don't need a whole lot. You don't need it to be like the first flavor, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think resources, main ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
oyster sauce, a tiny bit of fish sauce, a tiny bit of soy sauce. I mean, black soy sauce if you could find, but if not, soy sauce is okay. Okay. And then for me, I like a tiny bit of shrimp paste. I'm so sorry, not shrimp paste.
Chili paste.
Chili jam.
Right. Nam prik pao.
Nampik pao, roasted chili jam, just to give it this round, up in a tiny bit of the color.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend. I hope those who cook along is having a good time cooking this. If not, taking all the chatting time out, you can do this at home within 20 minutes. You can use with all kinds of noodles. You can use all kind of protein. And if you are vegan, you can obviously do that with, the other kind. In fact, if you like, you can do with just a soy sauce. I'm just saying like a shortcut, right? Just a soy sauce, like vegan soy sauce with tofu or something. I'm talking about vegan.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the drunken part is the spicy and the aromatic part. And as to say, if you could find makrut lime leaf, put makrut lime leaf in. If you can find grachai, put the grachai in. Can't go wrong with that.
Sounds good.
I'm so happy.
Another thing that I love another noodle that I love turned into Pad Kee Mao is instant noodles. Mama instant noodles. Mama Pad Kee Mao is so good. So go to Asian grocery store, look for instant noodles called Mama. That is the Thai one. Make sure it's the wheat noodles because Mama also makes some rice noodles. And cook the noodles for literally 1 minute, just until the noodles loosen. And then throw it in just like Chef Hong showed during the cooking demo, and it is so good.
Mama is like one of the most Thai comfort food. Okay, like one of the most Thai comfort food, and it becomes the brand how we say Kleenex here or Xerox.
Yes.
It's part of our culture.
When we say Mama, we just mean instant noodles. We don't actually mean Mama.
Yes. Oh man, look, my khao niao moon is perfect. Awesome. A little bit wet, but it's fine. Is there any other question? Because if not, I'm going to plate the mango sticky rice sundae, and then you all can be dismissed and have your dinner.
I think we're all eager to see the dessert.
Yay! Again, the downside of living here in New York City, sometimes it's hard to find the right kind of mango. I miss Thai mango so much, mawang nam dok mai. But here I only find this. Typically, I like to make my mango sticky rice with champagne mango, but I think it's a little bit at the end of the season. So I went to 3 different supermarkets today and I could not even find. So at a fruit stand right in the corner of the street here in New York City is kind of cool, that part. The best way to know whether or not the mango is already ripened, smell it, and I think it is. And I'm going to make it into a sundae because I like to brush it up a little bit. And the heat wave is here. If you don't want the ice cream, that's totally fine. Okay?
Somebody is asking, do you usually put eggs in drunken noodles?
Some people put it there, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. Eggs, I think, is more of a Pad See Ew thing, but not Pad Kee Mao.
Yeah. I've seen some recipe call for it, but for me,
I think it kind of makes it taste wrong. Personally, like it doesn't taste bad at all. It just doesn't taste like Pad Kee Mao to me.
Well, I'm just going to change a chopping board, okay? Just so that I do my mango. Paring knife. When you do your mango, do you use your knife or you use your peeling?
I use a knife. Yeah.
Are you cutting things like a Thai or you do it with farang? Farang is a foreigner, a term for foreigner.
I do like a Thai. I don't know how to cut mango. What do you mean, like farang way? Like you mean cut it in half?
No, Farang way would
Oh,
pull
I
the
see.
knife inside.
No. I do it away
inward.
from you. Away
Correct.
from you.
So what I do is that, let me show you a Thai way. Okay. You cut the top out. Okay. Use your nails and slightly go forward like that.
You know, it was so interesting. I saw a video once of Alton Brown explaining in incredible detail with incredible complexity how to peel a mango. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, it ain't that complicated. Like he got like a Sharpie and putting marks on the mango. This is where you cut and this is where you do things. And I'm like, dude, it's not that complicated. I love Alton Brown, by the way.
Have you met him?
No, I haven't met him. He was like super influential on my culinary career. Like he was the person who got me into food science. But I think a lot of people have trouble peeling mangoes if they don't grow up with mangoes, like the way people do in tropical countries. And I guess for them, it's a little bit confusing, like where do you cut into? But I was like, I always thought it was pretty simple.
One of, when I'm down, one of the things that I remember to cheer me up, because I was on a show that he was a host, okay? And he said that I'm one of the most creative chefs on the in the competition. That to me, saying from Alton Brown.
Yeah. I mean, you are. You really are.
I think that's one of my forte. I like to make it more fun. Okay, so now that I peel everything out, you see the core, then you kind of gauge that the core has some kind of underneath the core in between, like in the middle, that should be some kind of like a seed, right? So you kind of go, let your knife go through that. His mango is bigger than my hands.
I know. It's so big. So I did get a question from one person recently. How do you know which way the seeds run? And so I never thought about this question because to a Thai person, it's always obvious. But the seed always runs the fat way. Like if you look at the mango, which way is it fatter? Is it fatter this way or is it fatter this way? So like the seed
kind of look like
that.
I kind of do it from, from the core right here, right? And most of the time we can tell like it cannot be fatter like this. It is fatter like this.
Yeah.
And you can feel it.
Yeah.
Got it?
So,
okay.
Yes.
So I have half of these and I'm just going to make it into a cube. Okay.
Cubes.
Yeah, why not?
You're very creative. For Thai people, they're always slices, right?
Well, because we're going to make it into a sundae.
Oh, that's right.
And if I just did a video, and by the way, say that you like Alton Brown to, like with your culinary, world. I think the way that you create content is my inspiration too. So,
thank you.
Well, we blessed. We have each other.
Yeah.
You see this? So I kind of run through one line and the other line to make that into a cube. Okay. Then I can season. Look how chefy I am. I do have a deli container in my house.
I have. They're so useful. Yeah.
So you can do with just toasted peanuts, or at the supermarket today, I found dark chocolate covered almonds, and I think like that crushed and top on the sundae, that would look good. Either or, it's not wrong.
See, this is the kind of thing that I am not nearly as good as Chef Hong at coming up with like creative things to do. This is why she ran a restaurant and I never did. I mean, I did for a short while, but
tell you? Yeah. I feel that I'm happy now that I stopped working at the restaurant.
Tell me about it.
Because I have more time at home and I can focus my energy to do this. So I can connect with you guys all around the world. So thank you so much. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to scoop an ice cream like a chef. Okay?
Okay.
Do you know the technique?
I don't know what technique you're talking about.
What I do is I use hot water.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, right?
Yes.
So, okay, let me set my station. All right. Grab a cup.
So by the way, even if you don't have mangoes, just sticky rice and ice cream alone is already a winner. Like like forget the mango, that's already good. But with the mango, even better.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm using this about like an inch scoop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Scoop ice cream on the bottom. And then a store-bought ice cream, whatever flavor you want. But I think with this sundae, vanilla would do, or coconut ice cream would do.
Yeah, I don't like store-bought coconut ice cream in North America. I think they're all pretty awful. So
homemade coconut ice cream in Thailand to die for, don't you think?
yes,
Especially
and they're actually
like a small homemade, like in a cart.
Yeah, they're the best. So it's actually pretty easy if you have like an ice cream machine at home. I have a recipe. I have 2 different recipes. It's so straightforward. There's no eggs, no custard, nothing to cook. You just throw things in and it's so easy. Perfect.
Oh shit. Oops, I'm so sorry. Beep. Oops.
Well, nothing spilled, nothing broke, right?
No. It's my heart that broke. I'm so sorry. Of all these images I've been keeping.
We,
Oh
we
God.
all we all knew
Voila.
you were bad on the inside.
See, just like that. And maybe some of the
That
mango.
looks so good. Blue and yellow
Why
always
not,
look
right?
so good together
Yeah.
because they're
See?
complementary colors. And when you put blue and yellow together, it always looks amazing. Yeah.
And let's use a knife to go through chocolate covered almond.
Did you say you have peanuts also?
I do have peanuts.
Okay. Mm. Nice.
Look at that, how popped. It just popped.
Mm-hmm.
It just popped.
That looks good.
Maybe, just maybe.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
And. Look, I have a special
Oh my God.
edible
She is so
flower.
chefy.
I
She's
am
putting
preppy.
flowers on her food.
I am preppy, and I'm not ashamed of that. Life's supposed to be beautiful. Oh, look at this.
Did you buy that at like just a regular grocery store, or did you have to go to? That's beautiful.
Darling, I make some phone call and have them deliver.
Ah. Is that from Farmer Lee Jones?
Yes. By the way, if you use my name, you get, I don't remember, 10% off or something. I'm so sorry when it comes to that, but at least you get something from the farm. I will make the list of that. Okay. And one of these days, please come visit the farm with me. So look at that. What do you think?
That's beautiful. That's very, very, very fancy mango sticky rice. But it was so easy, right? Like all you really had to make was the sticky rice, which is super easy.
And that, you know, you can make anything you want with it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, now we go through the torture again. So good in my imagination.
Well, I did not make my sticky rice so sweet, so it doesn't compete with the mango.
Mm-hmm.
Which means, if you like, you can make a caramel sauce from a coconut palm sugar drizzle on the top. Trust me.
So I have a one tip for people who might want to eat this off mango season. There's one brand of frozen mango that's good. And
Tell
that's the
me.
Philippine brand. I don't know you have in the US. It's like blue, the packages. They make dried mangoes, but they also make frozen Filipino mangoes from the Philippines. And they're always ripe. They're always sweet. They are champagne mangoes, I believe. And I find that like if you turn it into like a sundae like this, where you don't expect it to be big pieces, you can have the frozen mango with your sticky rice, with your ice cream, and it's perfect.
Lovely.
But
No,
only that brand, okay? No other
Yeah.
brand. No other brand.
I bet you these would be so good with peaches. These would be good with banana, even sweet purple potato.
What?
Yes. In Thailand, we have, yes. I talk like Uncle Roger. Yes. Yes, you caramelized sweet potato. I think it would be perfect.
Oh, yeah. I know
With
what you're
the
talking
sticky
about.
rice.
Candied sweet potato.
Yes.
I have that recipe in my book, Sabai,
Awesome.
because I have a ice cream sandwich recipe.
Yeah.
And so it's very easy. You just cook diced sweet potato in some simple syrup, and then the sweet potatoes are super sweet, and that's a great topping for ice cream with sticky rice.
Thank you so much, Hylin.
You're welcome. It was
for
fun.
allowing me to torture you.
I quite enjoy sitting here and interjecting.
Thank you, everyone, for joining this live cooking, and those who watched the rerun. We want to do this for you. I found this, these inspirations come from during the pandemic. I taught a lot of classes around the world virtually like this. And I'm like, why don't we bring this up so that you can learn and I can learn from you as well. There's simple food that we can cook together at home from your long day at work. You can let it go and enjoy together with me from my kitchen to yours. As I said, sometime we'll cook Thai food. Maybe we'll cook Italian or Thai French. I don't know. But this club is for you so that we can build amazing community together. Let's put it that way.
And let's not forget, if you want, Thaimee.com, hongthaimee.com has the dried butterfly pea flowers, has the Pad Kee Mao sauce, has the cute sticky rice steamer. So go nuts, you guys. What are you looking for?
My package. I thought I had it here.
It was there at some point.
Right here.
Yeah.
My sauces.
Thank
you for selling that for me. I'm not very good at that. All I want is I just want you guys to be happy and have fun in the kitchen. And if you like those here in America, those sauces are created for you. Seriously, I want you to have good Thai food, Thai flavors at home because you can develop into anything you like. With the support of my Thai sister here, Thailand, thank you. And
you're welcome.
That you will support us at our Sabai Talk podcast.
Yay.
The first podcast from Thai to talk about Thai food, Thai culture, and Thai way of living. And it's available for you guys worldwide on all platforms, Apple, Spotify, even on YouTube at Hong Thaimee channel. And please support Pailin. You don't really need my vouch, but Hot Thai Kitchen is an amazing channel. Her book is great. And we're going to cook your recipe in one of this club, okay? Promise?
We are. I like just sitting here not cooking. You can cook my recipe.
Yes, and you can tell us your inspiration behind it.
All right.
Okay? But after this class, for those who watch at home on the rerun, and if you have any questions or thoughts or any dish that you would like to for me to show you, you can email us at social media.
Right?
Yeah, we can do Sabai Talk at hongthaimee.com as well. Yeah. Anything. It's easy to reach me. Or go to Hong Thaimee and click on the email. Listen, we're here for you. Wherever you can find me. I'm trying my best. Okay? And And I want to leave this class with a quote that I put on the wall at my first restaurant, Yum.
Oh,
I had that for 12 years. How did I survive 12 years in New York City?
you're amazing.
Cooking is like love. It should be entered into with abandon or not at all. From Julia Child.
Wow, that's a good one. I got goosebumps. Oh my God.
So my friends,
So
I hope
good.
you have a wonderful dinner. Enjoy cooking until we see each other next time. Love you. สวัสดี
Thank
ค่ะ
you. สวัสดีค่ะ
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.